guys, welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year. It is a new year, which means new reading goals and my favorite thing to do at the beginning of the new year, which is do an entire wrap up of the previous year. I know a lot of people will do these up to like the last week of the year and do their big wrap ups. However, I read literally up until the last second. So I always wait until the new year because then I can get a full comprehensive look at my entire reading. Because like I said, I usually am reading, especially on New Year's, especially this year on New Year's, which we just sat home and watched Harry Potter films. I was reading until about 11:30, then we switched it over to the countdown and then went to bed. So, very exciting New Year's. I like to make sure that all of those count towards my reading goals. So, I figured it'd be fun to start off this year with doing my entire breakdown of stats. I finished doing it all with all of my stats and everything for the year of 2023. And I've already started off strong with 2024. It is only January 3rd and I have finished 4 books already. So we're ahead of schedule and I'm real happy about that. Without further ado, I track a ton of different things. The main ones are the generalized stats, how many books I read, pages, DNF, rereads, hours listened to. I as well break down how I consumed books, so print, ebook, or audiobook. Those are the big 3. Those are really the only 3, I think, now that I'm thinking about it. And then I do by genre. So for the big stats, I read a total of 328 books in the year of 2023. It is the most I've ever read in a year. I keep just ramping up and I kind of keep waiting for to like hit this like downward slope that I see everybody else go through, but I've been doing really well and I keep ramping up. So for pages read, I read 108,700 pages in the last year. A lot of pages. This one, hours listened. I listened to 758 hours and 11 minutes of audiobook. Now, for those 2 stats, I do count the books that I will DNF because I have read the pages, I've listened to the hours, I just DNF it at whatever point. So those pages do count, pages and hours do count for the DNFs because I did consume that amount of the media, or that amount of the book, so I feel the need to count it towards my goals. Although I typically don't have a lot of goals when it comes to pages and hours read, it's more around the books read that I typically like to do. Speaking of DNFs, I DNF'd 42 books last year. This one has gone down. I used to DNF a lot more, which I feel like I'm DNFing more. I don't know, but I think last year my number was in the like 50s or 60s. And it was a lot. I DNF'd a ton. But I think now what I've gotten into is I've honed my own tastes and I can kind of tell if I'll like something or not. So, less DNFing. Rereads went up though. I reread a total of 38 books. So 38 out of my 328 were rereads. And I love rereading books. It is something that I just adore to do. For me, that's part of the fun of reading is sometimes each experience you discover something new, you read it from a different perspective, you yourself have grown so you see it differently. And I mainly do it because of series. Within the next year, I'll probably be rereading series I've actually finished already. Just to, again, get that it's been years since I've read the series and I know I love the series, but do I still love the series? That kind of mentality. For type of book, I read, of all of my books, 174 of them were in print format, 82 were in ebook, and 56 were in audiobook. So I definitely got a lot more into audiobooks. Kind of yes and no. So I listen to audiobooks mainly when I'm at work or when I'm driving by myself. So I was laid off at the beginning of 2023 from my previous job, and I did not start my new job until May of 2023. So during that time, I did not listen to any audiobooks. I did do a lot of ebooks and physical reads though. I made sure to read a ton. I think at that point I was reading like almost one ebook and one physical book a day. So a lot of books. But yeah, once I started to get back into work and getting into that groove, I jumped back into audiobooks, which has been really fun. I love doing the audiobooks. I just think it's a great way to continue reading, and I am able to flip back and forth between concentrating on my work and then listening to the book, or I can kind of just hear it in the background. I do listen mainly to my rereads though, so it makes it a little bit easier. Now for the genre breakdown. To no one's surprise, the top genre of 2023 was fantasy, with 157 books being mainly fantasy. In second place, again, to no one's shock, is romance at 121 books. Going down, the next top one was historical at 16, then science fiction at 15, thrillers at 12, contemporary fiction at 6, and 1 biography. I needed to get my non-fiction check mark for the year because there's a lot of challenges in the planner I use, which if you don't know, I use the Always Fully Booked planner. It is a planner by Little Inklings Design. It is specifically catered toward readers. This is my 4th year having one, and I adore these planners. They are perfect for readers. Honestly, my only issue with them is I read a lot, so there's not enough room for me in these planners typically. But otherwise, they're perfect. So there is a ton of different challenges within the planner, and one of them was read a nonfiction book, and I finally accomplished that. I don't read a lot of nonfiction, ever. But I found that biographies help with that because they're nonfiction, just in a different format. So yeah, I read a biography. I read Tom Felton's biography. That one was like right at the wire. I think I read that while watching one of the Harry Potter movies on New Year's. Very good book. Would recommend. Very interesting. So that is just the general stats that I have for 2023. I will be doing a couple more big breakdowns, such as I'm going to be, January is just all stats from 2023 before jumping into 2024, which makes no sense, but it makes sense to me. So I'll definitely be doing all the books I gave 5 stars. I might do all the books I DNF'd. I don't own a ton of them anymore, but because usually when I DNF a book, especially if I have it in physical form, I will immediately unhaul it. So I don't know. I have a couple of different options for starting off the new year. I know we've been away since it feels like Thanksgiving. I don't know if that's accurate or not. It might be, but we've had a ton of stuff going on, work and with family and a ton of stuff. But we are back with the new year, and we are ready to jumpstart a good reading and writing year. We want to do more vlogs. Sarah and I are talking about doing some YouTube shorts, expanding a little bit over to TikTok and Instagram Reels. I am awful at posting on our Instagram, but I'm trying to get better at it. So we have a ton of goals in mind. Which that is another thing we will be doing is our 2024 reader and writer goals. So with that, that's going to be it for today's video. Nice, short and sweet, but really fun with all the statistics. If you want further breakdowns, I can go further. That's just what I keep track in the planner. I also have an Excel sheet that I keep track of way more detailed stuff. Anyway, I digress. That's going to be it for today's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We post twice a week. We will probably be flipping the days we post again, just with Sarah's school, my work schedule, and a bunch of other stuff as well, just making it a little bit easier for ourselves. But we will still be posting twice a week. So look forward to that, and click the bell icon if you want to notify when we post. We are back to posting on a normal schedule. We just haven't figured out what that normal schedule is yet. So I'm going to stop blabbering on because it feels like it's been ages since I've done this, and I will see you guys in our next video. Bye!